Hello everyone, welcome to Grimdark and Russ. My name's Mark.
You know what, I knew it was coming because you told me you were going to do it and I still found it funny. This is, we're doing the data slate, balanced data slate.
It's well overdue.
Well, it's been out 8-9 hours.
Yeah, we're not the first.
We're definitely not the first. No. I think Crit had a video out within a minute.
Absolute credit. Yeah, I like Crit actually. He really does know what he's talking about.
Well, he hates you.
Unlike you. Because
I've met him.
He doesn't even know I exist.
I've met him and I said, what do you think of Mark? And he went, who? That scumbag that you do the podcast with? And I was like, sounds like you've said everything you need to say.
Do you know, it hurt the first time you said someone said that, but now you said Crit said it. That really upset me.
That really hurt it. I'm sure you must hear it a lot.
yeah.
I don't think
I have been called several names today, one beginning with C and ending with T.
I don't think you can be you and get offended when people take offense at you. Because I think you would get nothing done.
No.
Not from me, obviously. I think you're a lovely man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But I'm the only one.
You're the only
one. Your wife stopped me the other day and said, how would you put up with him? And I was like, you're married to him. And it's like, she just looked with despair at me. And I was like, I don't know what to say.
Well, the key thing is you're here for like 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, she's here for life. That's rough. No, I can see it now.
Yeah, you can see it.
You know what? Because you grate after a couple of hours, but life... life would be rough.
Can we go back to the balance The comment section is going to be, yeah, do you know what else he does that really annoys me? Like, he eats whilst he's doing this.
Let's get her in.
Okay, come on, sweetie. So the balance. So before we start, is there anything you want?
Oh, there's balance. You know what? I'm going in a little bit blind. I've not seen much. What I want... What do I want? I know elites get hit quite hard, so I'm not going to say I want elites to get hit.
But how hard do you want them to be?
You know what? I'm on both sides of this. I'm someone who plays elites, so I enjoy playing elites, so I don't want them to get too nerfed. But I play elites because I don't want to have to go into elites without being an elite. Yeah. So I guess I think in order for them to make the game where you want to play without elites, it has to be quite harsh. Yeah. I don't think it's going to be harsh enough. I'm going to go out and say, I know the one that's happened to plagues. I just don't think it's going to be harsh enough.
Yeah. Well, I don't play elites. I've played into elites. And I remember the start of this season, Kill Team 24. And I was playing Orc Commandos, which was my team at the time.
I mean, I think that's on you.
I was complaining that I could only hit 4-5. And I could do nothing.
Well, 4-5 damage?
Yeah.
That's good.
That's how strong they were, though. Because I was going in with orcs, hitting on 3s, 4-5 damage, and I was dying every single time.
Well, you were going into a Legionaries, weren't you? And they were the height of unfair.
And Nemesis Claw as well, when they was really nasty too.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, I know they've both taken changes. I don't know what the changes to Legionaries are, actually.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting.
Other people who need to be in the line of the Nerf gun, Sanctifiers.
Sanctifiers for sure. I know they've got hit.
Gore-mongers.
You know what? I don't know what the Gore-monger hit is, but I want it to be the heal thing. I don't know what it is. I want it to be you can only do it once per turning point, because that heal thing's frustrating.
That's pretty slick.
That would be a decent change. I don't know what the change is, but I would like there to be, because I've played into them. And I played it when I was die-harding Vespids, and you can only do 8 damage in shooting anyway. So when you do 8 damage, say you get lucky, you do 8 damage, but you never do 8 damage. You do less than 8 damage. Let's say you do a little bit of damage anyway, and then they end up just healing. Yeah, they heal that turn, and then they heal at the start of next turn. 3? It's 2d3 plus 3, I think.
No,
it might not be that.
That could be 9.
No, it can't be that.
Or is it just 2d3?
I think it's just 2d3. You know what? I'm going to check it now. 2d3.
2d3. So it could be 6.
Between 2 and 6.
Max damage you can do is 8.
They always did 6 when I played.
Yeah.
Who else do you think's going for the chop? Warp Coven?
Yeah, but I think this Warp Coven and Hierotek Circle.
Yeah.
I've only played into Warp Coven of the 2.
Yes.
But they're so difficult to balance because you can literally go, okay, I'm just going to do this and then nerf them into the ground.
Yeah, I think they don't want to.
I think they're a very difficult team to try and balance.
Mm-hmm.
Ravenous, too new.
I don't think there's enough data.
Same with Battle Clade. Battle Clade are very strong, though. We did play a game the other day. It was quite oppressive.
It was a good one.
But I haven't played in a while. Plus, there's my skill issue.
Well, I think it's just you hadn't played for a while.
And the skill issues.
I was trying to be nice. But the Ravenous...
I don't think, because I put the Wreckers into the Battle Clade, and I don't think elite teams are going to do well into Battle Clade.
No, I mean, I think it would have been...
I played it totally wrong.
I know we joke about the fact that you always use commandos, but I think a commandos into Battle Clade would actually be more interesting because commandos, obviously being hidden, what you want to do is hit combat.
And all the stun.
Yeah.
You can only negate one of the stun.
Yeah.
And it costs you a CP.
Exactly.
So this, because since we had the game, I've been reading the rules. Just paint the scene. I haven't played Kill Team in
how to beat Battle Clade with commandos.
Best part of a month, and then I go straight into Battle Clade. I didn't know any of the rules. That was my bad.
I feel bad about that.
And literally, really. and the dice as well. Russ brought his orange dice, which always roll sixes, as we know. Ones. And it was a horrible game for me. Like literally, I was the Wreckers. I've got 12 wounds on a 4-up save. Every time he shot me, I died.
Damn near killed every shooting phase. It was beautiful.
And then every time I shot Russ, nothing happened. I rolled maybe 3 6s.
You know what?
The whole game, and I threw a lot of dice.
You had the lowest amount of Wrecker points I'd ever seen in a game against Wreckers.
But that's the joy of the Wreckers.
That is the swing.
Because it's either
the swing of the Reppers.
And if I'd have been rolling all the 6s,
it would have been over.
I wouldn't have been crying.
No. I would have been crying.
Well, I don't think you would. I think you still would have won.
Probably.
But it would have been closer. Like that guy in the middle. I shot him with 3 rockets. He stayed alive.
It's true, yeah, he did. Immortal Battle Clade.
Yeah, and I was just the guy you throw away, the flamer guy.
Just the flamer guy.
He was amazing.
But you know what, Ravenous, I know they're quite a new team. I would almost like to see a buff, but I know it's dangerous to buff a too new a team. I want it to be control range, not touching for the tunnels.
Yeah, and the specific mission.
Well, yeah, there's some
sticky mission.
There's a couple missions,
fine,
yeah. A couple missions which are rough for them. They're going to be rough for the new teams coming out. They're going to be rough for those teams because it's 5 operative teams, 5 low operative teams.
Who's this?
The Death Watch.
Are they going to be 5?
Yeah, have you not seen?
Well, I've seen a bunch of models.
Yeah, it's 5
I was going to talk to you about that actually. Power Hammer.
I love a power hammer.
You do.
Thunder hammer.
Literally, as soon as I read that, I was like, "Oh, Russ is going to love that."
I love a thunder hammer.
Thunder.
A heavy thunder hammer is what I love in life.
I feel like you've got to play the song as well. Thunder, dun dun.
Chris used to play Exaction Squad. He had an amazing.
Bless him.
They're doing great now.
But they didn't used to.
No, he played them when they were terrible. But he used to have music queued up. Whoop, whoop, that's the sound of the police. He used to have that queued up for when he did anything. He had little flashing lights and he put them down. He's like, that's the move. It was great.
And I loved it. We're not cool.
Yeah.
Come on. So nerf-wise, you want the Ravenous to have control, I would like them to have a buff, to the tunnels.
But I think it's too early for them to actually be buffed.
I'm going to just put it out there. I'd like the Wreckers to get free APL if they're on Engage.
You know what? I think that's decent. Oh, I don't know if they've got anything. I think they should get a buff, but I don't know what they're going to get. I think if they start in Turning Point 2 onwards, if they start the Turning Point in Engage, they should be 3 APL.
That's good.
I like that because then it's not massive, right?
And you want them to be on Engage anyway.
And then they have to be on Gauge. They have to be out in the open to be... apart from the squigs, they don't get it. But like the big boys, I'd like that.
Let's start. Anyway. So the first thing is there is an update to the core rules. And it says, in Kill Zone, Gallow Dark, Close Quarters, On Guard, add the following text at the end of the first paragraph. If you do, that friendly operative cannot counteract during the turning point. So I believe... we haven't played an awful lot of Gallow, but I believe you do a guard.
Yep, it's a shoot action.
Yep, so you basically freeze where you are, and then if anybody moves into the section where you can see, you shoot him, yeah?
Well, it's a bunch of things. So guard, if someone charges you and you're on guard, you can shoot point blank, you can fight first. There's a couple of different actions, but essentially the one you described is the main interaction, which is you move into the room, into the dark, you pop your character into a doorway, you go on guard, it costs a shoot action.
Yep.
And then if anyone, you can interrupt an action basically. So at the end of an action,
so I charge you might kill me before I even.
Yeah, exactly. It's very powerful.
Well, so now if you do that, you can't counteract afterwards.
I don't mind that as a change.
And also, if you're doing that and it's your turn to counteract, you think, okay, I've stopped him doing what I want him to do. Mm-hmm. Now you can move out of the way. You can't do that anymore.
You can't.
It's a nerf.
Yeah.
To elites.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a nerf to most operatives that are going to use guard, but most of those operatives who are going to use guard and or get counteracting are the elites. Yeah. So I think it's good. I don't mind this. I think again a nerf to elites in Into the Dark's decent because they are strong into the dark. But I like the idea that it's now. Do you want to get a guard or do you want to potentially have a counteraction? Because now you have to pick. You can't just do both. So I think that's a solid one. That's like a small-ish leveling nerf to the elites. And it gives
you a bit of a play because you can throw away a model, move him in, he's going to get shot, but now that model's just stood there, ready to be shot, ready to be charged. It gives you some play.
I like it. I don't mind that as a bad one. Not a bad one, yeah. We've got the next one.
Yes, there's another one.
Yeah, seems to be a bit more of a contentious one. Let's read it out. So we got, it's to the weapon rule severe. So the second sentence, we change it to read, the devastating and piercing crits weapon rule still take effect, but punishing and rending don't.
I like it.
You like this one. So effectively this means that...
severe doesn't give you 2 crits.
Yeah, so if you've got severe and rending, you don't get severe and then you're not able to then make a rending. So normally you would be like, well, okay, I retained all normals, but because of severe, I can retain 1 as a crit. And here's where they kind of... they kind of expand on the rule. You can't retain a dice more than once. So you've retained them all as normals. Severe lets you change the retain to a crit, and then any rule which then says you can retain again doesn't now work. So rending wouldn't then go off because it says if you get a single crit, you can then retain a normal as a crit. You've already retained it as a normal. You can't double retain. Yeah, so that's decent. And then the punishing one, I was trying to think of teams that have punishing. Now the rattling... I think the rattlings get punishing for the ogres, maybe. But I think the only other team that I know is commandos get access to punishing.
Do you know, it's such a rule we don't use. I'm not sure
it's
what
a great
is.
Well,
if you get
a crit, if you retain a crit, you can miss to a normal. So it's really strong. So it means if you hit with 2 out of 3 as normal, you would normally retain as severe and then say, well, hey, that normal that missed, that missed is now a normal. It's a hell of a swing from no damage to an extra 3 damage.
Absolutely, especially if you're hitting on 5s because you're injured, or you're hitting on 6s because you're injured.
I was going to say it matters.
6s would give you the crit anyway, but if you're hitting on 5s,
it makes
and then it makes you go from I've got 1 5 to I've got 2 5s. Yeah, and then I got rending by the way, so now they're both crits.
I was going to say that's a lot of crits.
Well, the other thing that it does, which I like, is some people have got accurate 1.
Yeah.
So if you've got accurate 1 severe and
rending,
you can go, I've got.
I can guarantee a crit,
and that's like not very. It's not very sport. It's not a dice game, is it?
I know what you mean. I think that's a decent change. It's not a bad one. So it says, while shooting, fighting, or retaliating, if I retain a dice as a normal success, e.g. accurate 1, this is something you mentioned, can I use another rule to retain it as a crit success, rending? For example, and says, no, a dice can only be retained once, so something we mentioned here. So note, however, that some rules refer specifically to changing a retained dice, e.g. the severe weapon rule, and that these allow a dice to be changed after being retained. So that's the kind of exception to the rule is you retain, severe lets you change a retained dice, but rending doesn't, and neither does punishing. So that's kind of how that's changed, basically.
Okay. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, so I think they're all decent changes. I think they're all the changes we got to the core rules. So should we go on to one of these teams that has been affected? Should we do, you know what? Should we do alphabetically?
Oh.
Is that going to be too much?
It's going to be a lot for my little brain, but
let's not do it then.
Tell
you know
me
what?
Which one you want to do, and then we'll see which one we forget.
Let's see how bad. Well, okay, let's go alphabetically. We've got Angels of Death.
Were Angels of Death rocking the world?
Jula was rocking the world.
But were they?
I think they were, because the problem is that maybe they're not, but everyone's got an Angels of Death team. So they are represented quite highly at tournaments, and they do okay because of that. So I think their win rate's probably over 50%.
And the win rate's also going to be lower because people have never played the game going to tournaments with them because the other models have got.
I think
they're going to be losing all 4 games. So,
I think. But the thing is, because elites are so strong, I think if you take this team versus a non-elite team as a newbie, you're more likely to do okay. Like if you take Vet Guard versus Angel of Death, you're more likely to win with Angel of Death.
And you're going to do it faster as well.
Yeah, I was going to say.
You've only got 6 models.
A better experience.
Well, here's the first one for you, Russell.
Yeah.
Faction rules, chapter tactics, jeweler.
I love it.
Would you like to read that pink text?
So this is a good change. I already know this one is a good one. So whenever this operative is fighting, retaliating, each of your normal successes can block 1 unresolved critical success unless the enemy operative weapon has the brutal rule. What it used to be is once per sequence, whenever this operative is fighting or retaliating, one of your normal successes can block 1 unresolved critical success unless the operative's weapon rule has the brutal rule. So that is the same. But the one that we're missing, which is the best, which is one of your critical successes can block 2 unresolved normal successes instead of 1 critical.
Which is just a great way of rinsing someone's...
It was harsh.
Yeah, I'm rolling 3 dice.
Yeah.
I managed to get 2. I'm on top of the world, so I'm at least going to hit you before you kill me.
It basically meant that anyone going into this team that took Jeweler and you're a melee team, realistically you get 1 hit before they parry you out and you eat your lunch.
Yeah. So if you're a Astartes, you've got 5 dice. If you're anybody else, you've probably got 4. Yeah. If you're not a melee, you've got 3, and you're going to lose 2 of you. Yeah, basically. It was rough.
It was a rough one. It was just harsh.
It's pretty good.
That's not a bad one. That's a pretty decent one.
Yeah, I think I said I wanted them to have shock.
Yeah, well, they can still have
the crit gives you something.
They can still get shock as part of a attack ploy, can't they?
Yeah, they can. But I wanted that to be the jeweler thing. So, because then when you roll a 6, it does something.
Yeah, still a parry and a hit.
But that's still, it's taken away some of the badness.
Some of the badness is gone.
Some of the badness
is gone, but it's still there a little bit.
And the rest of these, I think, are just clarifications to the rules.
Yeah, so we've got the Intercessor Sergeant's Operative Doctrine Warfare. I'm going to bring it up what it used to be. I think it's the same for both sergeants, but let's have a look. So it currently is, it's now changed to read, you can do each of the following once per battle. So it's now changed to a once per battle instead of a kind of like a once per whenever you want to. And it's
once per turning point.
It used to be Doctrine Warfare rule used to be whenever you would use the Combat Doctrine strategy ploy and then select Devastator or Tactical. In this operative is in the kill zone, it costs you 0, so it used to be free. Basically, this next rule is for both the Intercessor Sergeant and the Assault Intercessor Sergeant. I'm guessing it's exactly the same rule, but let's have a look. So you can do each of the following. So you got once per battle, you can either, whenever you would use the Combat Doctrine strategic ploy and then select Devastator, if this operative is in the kill zone, it costs you 0, which kind of makes sense. Devastator, if you were wondering, is the shooting an operative more than 6 from it, you get a balance basically. And then they also have whenever you use the Combat Doctrine strategic ploy and then select Tactical, if this operative is in the kill zone, it costs you 0. Again, that is shooting within 6. So for your shooty Intercessor Sergeant, you can do once per battle the freebie Devastator Combat Doctrine or the freebie and the freebie Tactical Doctrine. And then you're probably going to guess this one before I say it. It's exactly the same for the Assault Intercessor, but instead it's the Tactical, which is the shooting within 6, so your pistol range, and the Assault, which is fighting, retaliating.
Which is cool, because it means you can change your guys. It's just cleared it all up.
Yeah, well, it is a nerf, because they used to be able to do it every turn, when now it's obviously only once per turn. But realistically, you're not doing it at turning point 1. You're doing it at turning point 2 and 3. Potentially 4 if he's still alive, but then it costs you something.
Yeah, they used to save 3 CP doing this, now you're saving 2.
Basically.
It's costing you 2, you're saving 1.
Yeah, you'd still do it turning point 1 because you could do it for free.
Yeah.
So now you couldn't. But yeah, so it's
Well, that's something. And then they've just changed another one. The Heavy Gunner has now got a movement of 5, so he's a little bit quicker.
Yeah, you know what? It was annoying that he was 4, because that's way too...
18 wounds.
Yeah. I mean, he is 18 wounds, but still, I mean, it just means...
And have you seen the size of his gun? It's essentially a tank.
You know what I miss? I miss the Heavy Intercessor team. Do you remember the Heavy Intercessor team? It was the last edition, but there was like 5 operatives, Heavy Intercessors, like chonking loads of wounds. They moved slow as hell, but they were all like punishing, devastating. Like, they were awesome.
Nice.
But yeah, so it's changed to 5, which means, I guess, technically...
He's usable now.
If he's injured, he does only go down to 4, because I guess you never went down to 4, so he can lose some movement. But yeah, 5 inches just makes him a bit better. decent.
I think people will take him,
because 4's not a lot. 4's only one more than a dash, and when you realise it's one more than a dash, that's not great.
When the Plague Marines are just zombieing around it, and they're faster than him.
Yeah, that was annoying. I mean, the gun was never heavy, so it does mean now that you get 8 inches, and then you can fire.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
That's not bad. You know what I mean? That's that's decent. Brood Brothers is the next team. So Brood Brothers, you know what? A team that I like, but I've yet to ever play
this
as
team
them.
Terrifies me.
They are, you know what? They are the new Blooded, and I love Blooded, but I've never played them.
So many rules and so many things to do.
Lots of interesting
I would really struggle.
I think you would like them.
I think I would love them.
Yeah.
I'd just struggle to get
your head around them
together. I'd have to play an awful lot of games.
Yeah, it's one of those teams that, getting the reps in is one of those ones.
You have to get a lot.
Yeah.
So, can you tell me, the first thing is the Firefight ploy Insidious. What is it currently say? Well, what did it previously say?
So the Firefight ploy Insidious. Shall I read the quote?
Brood Brothers rely upon ambush and surprise to defeat their enemies, retreating and repositioning as required.
So based on that, I would imagine they can move. But anyway, use this Firefight ploy after an activation. Before the next activation, you can perform a free dash action with one friendly Brood Brother operative, as long as it's not a valid target for an enemy operative when it starts and ends that action. Yeah. That's real good.
Nice dash.
Is it a buff?
You cannot do it in the first turning point.
Okay, so it's a little bit of a
nerf.
A little bit. I guess you're almost guaranteed to get the dash because everyone's not going to be a valid target. Yep. Decent. That's okay. So it's a sideway dash. Yeah, sideway nerf even.
So the next one is on Icon Ward Operative, the Broodmind Devotion rule.
So once per turning point, when a ready friendly Brood Brother operative is incapacitated within 6 inches of this operative, you can use this rule. If you do before that operative is removed from the kill zone, it can perform a 1 action point action for free, excluding fight and explosives, and you can change its order to do so. It's then removed from the kill zone as normal. You cannot use this rule. And the medic rule, see medic on the same operative at the same time. That is a very strong rule.
Well, the rule's basically the same now, but it has to be visible too.
Okay, so it's just a clarification.
And within 6.
That feels like a clarification.
Not doing it through walls.
Yeah.
It has to be able to see them. I like that.
That's not bad. So this is just, you've got to be able to see him. Because if he can't see Gary die, how does he know Gary's dead?
Well, exactly.
So I think that's fair.
Exactly. I mean, we're all hoping Gary dies, but we
Well, that's just because we've met Gary.
Yeah, we have met Gary.
And he's horrible.
Yeah, worse than me.
We're talking about Barlow. Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Listen, I enjoyed it when I met Gary Barlow.
Did you meet Gary Barlow?
No.
Did you not? No. Why am I surprised? You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if you met Gary Barlow.
I'd have shown you the video.
I could
if I met Gary Barlow. I'd have been singing with him.
I reckon you could do a good budget take that. I reckon you've got that take that budget, take that look. Like, I can see you in my mind. I know this is probably not the thing. I can see you like
this in the image you use when you're touching yourself.
This is what it is. I think of you in a high stool, and then you stand up during a key change. And I think
that's Westlife.
I know that's Westlife, but I reckon you know how quickly you got that was Westlife.
I like the fact.
That's why I think you'd be a budget take that.
Boy band vibes.
Yeah,
that's what you're saying.
You get boy band vibes. I mean, you're not a main stringer. You're not like
I'm the background dancer.
Yeah,
have you seen me dance?
Exactly. Yeah. No. The Magus Spiritual Leader rule. So whenever this operative is in the kill zone, and then you've got 3 following rules.
Well, it's the first sentence that's going to change.
Oh, okay, so whenever an operative is shooting a friendly Brood Brother operative, ignore the piercing weapon rule. That is insanely good. Okay, hopefully that's going to change.
It now says if this operative is in the kill zone, select one of the following for friendly Brood Brother operatives to have until the end of the turning point or until this operative is incapacitated, whichever comes first.
Oh, so you can only pick one of these, which is good. So it used to be you got ignore piercing, and then you could ignore... Oh my God! This is so good. I'm glad this has changed. You can ignore any changes to friendly Brood Brother operative stats from being injured, including their weapon stats, and you can ignore any changes to the APL of friendly...
You got all 3?
You got all 3 from this dude when he was in the kill zone.
Wow.
That is insane. Okay, I'm glad that's one of these is still good.
Amazing.
So is it the beginning of the game or is it a strategic gambit?
Well, the bit which says, whenever this operative is in the kill zone, has been changed to say, if this operative is in the kill zone, select one of the following for the friendly Brood Brother operative.
Yeah.
It's a strategic gambit. So it's going to be the start of every turning point. The
start of every turning point.
You
That's
can say, I'm
awesome.
going to have no piercing. I'm going to have no
You know what? I was going to say that is awesome, but it used to be amazing, and now it's just awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, that's rough if you're a Brew Brothers player, because that is a real strong move.
I don't think it's even rough.
That's good.
You'd literally be sitting there going, do you know what?
You used to get 3.
We had a good time.
Yeah, I mean, we had a good
time.
got fat in the sun, because that is crazy good. Okay, that's not bad. Okay, That's fair, because that's real good.
And the next one is on the Primus operative. The relevant part is on the first sentence.
So the Primus.
Who is the Primus?
He's kind of like the fighty leader.
Magos is the big brain guy, isn't he?
Yeah. He's like the spiritual leader.
So the Primus is the fighty one.
He's the fighty one. Okay. It's on his mastermind rule.
First sentence.
So his mastermind rule is once per turning point, after rolling off to determine initiative, if this operative is in the kill zone, you can do one of the following. Add 1 to your dice results. If you didn't have initiative in the previous turning point, re-roll your dice.
You cannot select each option more than once per battle.
Okay. So instead of this happening every turning point, picking one of these, you can do 1 per turning point. 1 per battle. That's not bad. That's still decent.
How many's he got?
2. +1 or reroll.
Well, it's not great. That's a bit of a nerf, because if he's gone from being able to do either of them every turning point to he can only do each of them once.
Yeah, but you only really need a turning point. Like, turning point 1 doesn't matter. You're not going to be... So turning point 2 is the big one.
Yeah.
And then after that, I think, arguably...
But I feel like this is one people don't take.
I was going to say the mages. Are you joking?
Or the Patriarch. And the Patriarch's only because it's cool.
Okay, well, I feel bad because they obviously had some amazing abilities that are now gone. Like that.
They've not been hit particularly hard, though. So.
I mean, having all 3 of them on the mages. Why wouldn't we both run Brood Brothers?
Well, because I'm terrified of them.
You know what I've built?
And you're an idiot.
I've built? Yeah, I should be. Yeah.
But and you wouldn't have took the Magus anyway. You'd have taken the Patriarch because it's cool.
No, I like the Magus. I've got the Magus. I've building, I've built Battle Clade as GSC, and I've got the Magus as the Techno-Archaeologist. Because I like his outstretched hands as like a lightning hand, like a grasper.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, that's cool. So the next one, you were just about to say, are you going to do us? I think it's going to be Chaos Cult based on our our alphabetized.
You've made this difficult, Russ.
Well, Brew Brothers Chaos Cult's the next ones.
Yeah, I think so.
I've got the list here, mate. I will steer us true.
You're going to steer us
Fear thee not. No, there's only 2 things.
Yeah, strategy ploy, Exaltation in Pain.
Okay, that's the first
changed.
One. Do you want me to read it as was?
And then can you read it as was?
And then you can hit us as tis whiz.
And I would say what the changes.
You can tell me the changes, bud. So, Exaltation in Pain. You can ignore any changes to the stats of friendly Chaos Cult operatives from being injured, including their weapon stats. Why does it always say that? It's always... Anyway, whenever an operative is shooting a friendly Chaos Cult operative that's wounded, you can re-roll 1 of your defense dice. Okay, I'm not going to look at the new one. I'm going to say it's been a buff, and I'm going to say that they're going to let you re-roll more than just 1 defense dice. What's the new one?
The new one says you can ignore any changes to the hit stat of a friendly Chaos Cult operative weapons from being injured, and then there's a score through of including their weapon stats. So the bit that agitated you, the bit that triggered you a little bit. Why did he do that? They've took that out.
It's not stats. It's just the hit stats. Changes to the hit stat.
Right, so what does that mean?
This is a nerf. They're now saying changes to the hit stat, which is only your shooting or combat stat.
So that means...
So instead of saying including their weapons, it's now only weapons. So instead of hitting on 4s, weapon. You'll
now be hitting on 5s, whereas previously you wasn't?
No, it's now saying if you were injured, you would normally hit on 4s, you're now hitting on 5s. This would now mean you were hitting on 4s again. So you ignore being injured for the reduction in hit stat. So effectively, this is just saying you would still be injured in terms of movement. Okay. So it's still going to reduce your movement, but you're hitting... Because it says injured, so...
Yeah, it's just saying the weapons...
It's just basically the weapons go up, but your movement still... Before you could ignore movement changes.
Yeah.
No, okay, that's not too bad.
And there's one more change. It's the faction rule, Accursed Gifts, Barbed.
Okay, so the Barbed was that whenever an operative is fighting or retaliating, enemy operatives cannot assist, and each time you strike, you also inflict 1 damage on each other enemy operative within this operative's control range, or D3 if it's a torment, which is pretty good.
Now it says the first time you strike during that sequence. So I presume if you're fighting multiple people,
Yeah.
You only do it on the first one?
Yeah, so the first time you get hit, you do it then.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a nerf. I didn't know the Chaos Cults must be doing well enough to get nerfed.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shocker, really.
Yeah, I didn't think they were doing well enough to get nerfed.
They're that special.
Apparently they're doing good enough that they need changes.
I've only played into them once, and it was last season's kill team. It was a lot of fun. It was, like with the changing of the mutants and
I love a team that has such a strange rule like that. It's real good.
it was a lot of fun. I mean, I lost very poorly, but I enjoyed it.
Probably Gore-mongers.
Singing the alphabet song in your head.
Yep.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G. There is faction rules. Sangue Vitae Rejuvenate has been changed.
Thank
now, we've
the
already
Lord.
spoke about this. I'm not going to make you read it.
No,
It says,
we've already talked about it.
The effective change, that operative regains D3 plus 1
I like
instead
that.
of 2D3.
So between
But they can
2 to
still
4,
do it with every single
they can still do it,
operative.
but instead of it's now 2 to 4 instead of 2 to 6.
Yeah.
So I don't mind that. That's okay. That's something.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
And they've changed another one, Blood Herald Operative, impending
Impending apotheosis.
I got there.
You got there in the end. So this is just
Apotheosis, see? Twice.
twice you've done a
Shall
show
I try
off.
for the third?
I wouldn't. You'd fail.
Apotheosis.
Ooh, you said apotheosis. I'm not a fan.
Did I get a C?
Apotheosis. I give you a C minus.
Oh, jeez.
It
So what
basically-
was the rule?
It used to be you could also ignore crit damage, but now it's clarifying you can only ignore normal damage.
Well, that's fair.
Most of the people that
Or
have
just
these
the
kind of
scratches
rules
don't do crits
Yeah,
anymore.
basically.
I remember you being quite excited about them being, and
I
you can do
did.
crits as well.
I did, yeah. I was quite excited when they got rid of that for just a scratch because it was.
Yeah, but you weren't with these, and you wanted to play these. You didn't want to play Commandos.
I know.
One rule for one rule for another. With you, Russ.
if I'm taking it, I'm having it. No, this is good because I do think.
Levels of playing field.
Yeah. It's fair. I mean, the leader was real good, and now he's still real good, but that does help. Going to be Hierotek.
Right, so we have got to change.
I think it's mainly to the leaders.
Chronomancer, Psychomancer, Technomancer, and Immortal Despotech operatives.
This is going to be a good one for you to do.
Interstitial.
There you go.
Option.
A+.
Thank you, sir.
So
It has changed some text.
it has changed some
I think
text.
they've just
indeed.
added all while counteracting, but what's it mean?
So it used to say it's select one other friendly Hierotek Circle operative, excluding the Apprentech and Cryptech, visible to and within 6 of this operative, or within 6 of a friendly Despotech operative that's visible to this operative. That selective operative can immediately perform a 1 action AP action for free. It cannot move more than 2 inches during that action, perform an action it's already performed during that turning point, or perform that action again during this turning point.
So where would this part be put in?
This operative cannot perform this action while within control range of an enemy operative, and then
All
this
while
section.
counteracting.
Yes,
So you can't do it during.
you can't do it during a counteraction.
Okay.
Yeah, people were
Yeah,
still shooting through operative. Yeah, it's rough.
I think they're trying to change it so that during counteracting you can only do like the standard
Small
things.
stuff.
Shoot, fight, dash. They're trying to get rid of. I'm going to do my.
Yeah, my extra
I just win the
special
game,
operative.
this
yeah.
one.
So I think that's a decent change. I think they are due some nerfs. I think most people who play in Hierotek do know they're a little bit disgusting. And they do know specifically this next one that's been changed is the main culprit for some of that disgusting.
Chronomancer again.
Yeah.
It's
Do you want to?
time splinter action.
Do you want to? I'll give you the original, and you can tell me what it's changed to. So you select one one expended friendly Hierotek Circle operative visible to and within 6 of this operative. Remove it from the kill zone and set it back up visible to and within 6 horizontally of this operative. In a location it can be placed. Each friendly operative can only be selected for this rule once per turning point, and it cannot be performed while within control range of an enemy operative.
Okay.
So what's the
It
change?
changes both distances in the second and third sentence have been changed to 5 inch. So they've lost an inch.
Lost an inch of movement.
Both going in range and to distance he can move them.
Yeah.
And it says if you have a piece of equipment, the comms device, it only works on the first. So now they can be 8 inches away.
Yeah.
But you're only moving it 5.
You're only coming back 5.
So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's a nice way of slowing down the movement of these things. And then there's a second part which says relevant part of condition change to read an enemy operative, and then during the first turning point, or if a friendly operative has already performed this action during this turning point.
So no Alpha Strike. Effectively, you used to be able to do this in the first turning point and shifty someone forward 9 inches. You can't do it now.
Okay.
And I think that used to be the main thing, because you used to be able to shift someone forward and then guess what you were doing straight after that? Interstitial command. So you would move forward onto your comms device with your big boss, your time splitter dude, your chronomancer. Yeah. You would then have an operative that was you were able to then expend it within 6 inches. Yeah, he's already moved. Yeah. So he's forward, and then bang, you move him another 9 inches forward, and then get a backline shot. And you're not shooting with that guy because he's expended, but you can interstitial command Overwatch with him. So you can no longer do both of those options, because you can't Overwatch interstitial command and you can't do that turning point 1 backlines.
So
boost.
They're
They're trying.
We'll see what happens.
That seems fair. I think there's still a good team, but that, you know what I like? I like that they're trying to get rid of other alphas. The unearned alphas, because that feels like the rules are written to allow you to be able to get it, and that's a bit shocking. So I like that. Because I used to hate, you know what, last edition, I used to get really annoyed by the fact that you could lose a game based on teams and deployment. Because you'd be like, I've got an Alpha Strike and I'm going to do it. And it's like, well, what's the point? This isn't fun. This isn't a skill game now. It's your team's better than my team because you've got access to this.
Oh, yeah.
So I do like that they're trying to stop that.
Yeah. I remember you doing it, Tim.
I didn't. No, that was slightly different.
Yeah,
but
Legionary Sorcerer jumped up on a vantage, shot 3 of my orcs that were behind light terrain, 30 wounds. He took 27 of them. I'm
gonna say you left them open, and that was an important learning lesson.
It was. I learned you are not to be trusted.
You learned that I will take a shot that will effectively end the game and friendship.
In fairness to you did say, do you want to re-rack?
I did say that, and you said no. And I was like, I wouldn't have done it.
You've done this to me.
I wouldn't have done it if I'd known you wouldn't re-rack us.
Okay, so next
Hunter
one
Clade.
is another H, the Hunter Clade. I don't know much about this team. I know they can pick one ability, which makes them tougher, makes them hit hard, but makes them weaker.
They've got general stuff which makes them. I like it. They get a plus and a negative. Although sometimes I think last edition they removed the negative just to give them a bit more of a buff. But we'll see how it goes.
Well, you got 2 changes: team selection.
Yeah. You're giving you an extra operative, are they?
No, you can select more than 7 of these operatives. So I think it's.
You can only select more than 6 of Vanguard Gunner, Rust Stalker Warrior, Infiltrator Warrior, Ranger Gunner. Basically.
So letting you have 7.
It's basically letting you have 7 because you basically 7 Infiltrator Warriors, Rust Stalker Warriors. So effectively, this is for the Sicarian Infiltrators or the Rust Stalkers. Yeah. So you can run 7.
Which must mean that must be the ploy people like, because.
Well, I think. If I don't know this team massively well, but I think they're the option you take if you want to go into elites.
Yeah. That's an interesting buff, just as they nerf the elites, isn't it?
Well, they're going soon as well, though.
Yeah.
This feels weird because they're going to be going, but it feels odd that I like that they've updated it, but it's a team that's not going to get much play out of that update.
Well, they've got another buff, which is a firefight ploy, Omnisize Imperative. The buff says they've removed inflict D3 plus 1 damage onto that friendly operative, so I'm presuming it's something you can do which buffs you.
Yeah.
You take a hit.
So I'll read the part that's relevant, but you use it during a friendly Hunter Clade operative's activation, or you can alternatively use it when an enemy operative is shooting a friendly operative. At the end of the roll attack dice step, you inflict D3 plus 1 damage on the friendly operative until the ready step in the next strategic phase. That friendly operative has an additional rule determined by its Doctrina imperative, and then you've got a bunch of
so
rules.
So
you can basically get it for free, but it does mean that you could potentially get severe for free. You can fight first for free. It's a number, but it costs you 4 wounds. Yeah.
How many wounds have they got?
Well, it depends on who you're picking, but most of them have you get 11 for the big guys, but then it's 8.
You could lose half your wounds.
Yeah, so it's kind of rough.
Nearly injured just for a ploy.
I think that's decent. That's a. I mean, again, I don't think they're tearing the world apart. So the fact that they've got something is decent. Yeah. Imperial Navy breaches. These guys need.
The worst.
These guys need so many buffs, but I think we'll have a look. Let's see how many they got. These guys don't get enough buffs. I guarantee it.
No.
Okay, so they get 4 buffs. I don't think it's enough, but let's have a look.
So they've had the Void
I'm saying that.
Jammer.
I'm saying that. I had no idea.
The Void Jammer Operative, the Guy Skull's detonator weapon has changed from lethal 5 to lethal 4, which is good because I played into this team, and if he doesn't get his lethal 5s, it's devastating.
It gets devastating.
No, it's for you. It's devastating. So putting that to lethal 4 is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
To be fair.
So
in fact, I think he might even be hitting on 4s. So
hitting on 3s. So it's 4 attacks, hitting on 3s, 3/4, blast 1, lethal 5, limited 1, silent, stun, detonate is what it used to be. So it's now all of that, but it's also lethal 4 instead of lethal 5. That's great. Because you want the 4 damage.
It does make him.
Yeah, it means only your 3s are going to be normal damage. Yeah. Solid.
So everything else is now a wound stat change. So the Sergeant Arms has gone up to 9, the Endurant has gone up to 11, and then the Armsman, Axe Jack, Grenadier, Hatch Cutter, Surveyor, and Void Jammer are all up to 8. So everyone's essentially got
They've all gone up
stims
1. Yeah, I was going to say
season.
that's the old edition. They all get 1 wound up. Great.
But here's the controversial point to this.
What's this?
Who else can take the Imperial Navy breaches?
Oh, Inquisitorial agents.
So they've just been buffed.
They've just been buffed as well. Well,
did they need buffing?
Interesting. Well, the thing is, no one was taking the breaches with the Inquisitorial agents, though, were they?
No, but you could have done this with equipment.
I don't mind it.
I like it. They need something. I know. Some people do like this team, and they desperately. I said to you, I would like this team because they've got some cool looking stuff. Yeah. They don't work.
They don't have the juice. No. The juice isn't worth the squeeze with the breaches, you know what I mean?
But they got some really fun stuff.
So you mentioned it before, there's no Inquisitorial agents, there's no Kazakin. I think the next team up is going to be Legionaries.
Oh.
One of the big teams. The first elite team we've looked at? Oh no, Angels of Death.
Yeah, I think these will be hit with the stick, and I think they'll be hit hard.
I've not seen this yet.
I also haven't actually, but this.
I used to love them. I still do. It's just I felt bad playing them.
Well, what's the Fickle Fates?
Fickle Fates is okay. So they're attacking that. So Fickle Fates used to be it's the Zinch one that means anything that's ceaseless then becomes relentless. Oh. So people used to run this with Undivided, so you can basically get ceaseless if you're within 6, and then obviously if you run that, basically all your guns become relentless, which is nuts.
This has been nerfed.
Yeah, I knew it would.
You no longer have ceaseless.
No.
You now have balanced, and it does not change.
Right.
So they've just said,
wow,
balance rule, and then there's a little line going through saying if the weapon already has that weapon rule, it has relentless.
Wow.
You just get balanced. That's a bit mean.
Well, what's the difference?
But it could be for everyone. So rather than spending 1 CP for a balanced reroll, you're getting a balanced reroll with everybody.
I guess they had. I was going to say that. I guess they had to make it worse than Undivided because otherwise you would just take Undivided.
Yeah, and this isn't that much different to WoW with the Orcs because you pay for that for a balanced reroll in fighting. You're basically doing a similar thing. But that's pretty harsh. That's the biggest nerf so far.
That's a pretty big one.
Actually, no, the Megas.
I mean, yeah, so what it used to be is Operative's ranged weapon have ceaseless, and if it already had that weapon rule, like the Reaper chain cannon, it became relentless. And then you do still get the second one if you are Zinch. If you retain any critical successes, basically you then get punishing defense.
Okay.
So you still get that because that hasn't changed, but it does give away. You don't get fully relentless.
They have lost a lot of reliability in the shooting.
That's fun. Okay.
The next one is strategic ploy blood for the Blood Guards.
I didn't think this was overpowered. This is basically the first time you strike, you get +1, and then if it's Khorne, you get it all the time.
Okay. So now it's just to a maximum of 7?
Maximum of 7. Okay, so that's keeping it in line with Angels of Death. So basically you had the Power Fist, which then would become 6/8.
Oh.
And I think...
That could be 6/9?
No, it used to be 6/8. Sorry, it used to be 5/7. So when you did Blood for the Blood God with a Power Fist, it became 6/8. So you could one-shot 8 characters. And obviously the Demon Blade on the Chosen used to be 4/7. So you could one-shot 8 wound people. So now they're like, no, you're not one-shotting an 8 wound person. Yeah. Basically.
Yeah.
That keeps it in line with Angels of Death. That's not terrible.
Yeah. This is actually the sneaky buff to the...
Battle Clade. Any 8-wound team.
Well, any 8-wound team. I was going to say the
Imperial breaches.
The breaches, because they've just put them up to 8. It's like, and Legionary can't kill you in one.
That's fair. Okay, that's. I don't think that's egregious. That's a decent one.
Well, we've got another one that's very similar. Relevant part of second paragraph change to read: Legionary Khorne operatives melee weapons to a maximum of 7.
So implacable. Nurgle keyword moved to the other paragraph. So previously, it said you can ignore any changes to the stats of friendly legionary operatives from being injured. So that is now Nurgle legionary operatives from being injured. So now implacable only works on Nurgle, which is kind of harsh because that was such a good one. Blanket wide, not injured. You know what? I'm kind of, because Angels of Death do get a team wide. I'm not sure that should be changed.
Yeah, it's a bit rough.
Yeah,
it's a bit rough. But they're basically saying if you want to be tough, be Nurgle. If you want to be fast.
It says keyword moved, so you're basically removing it from. So basically, when an operative is shooting a friendly legionary Nurgle operative, has now been changed to when someone is shooting a friendly legionary operative, weapons with piercing 1 become piercing crits. That's probably arguably the way around it should be, because you ran that so that everyone could be not injured, and now you're running it so that everyone changes piercing 1 to piercing crits, and your Nurgles also don't get injured. That's decent. That's fair.
So it's not the big nerf stick you were thinking it was.
But it's still pretty. You ran it because you wanted everyone not to be injured. Now everyone gets not piercing.
But do you pay for that?
Yeah, it's implacable.
Oh, so
it's a strategic point.
It is the same. So the Angel's Death one's now better.
Yeah. Basically. Although this gives you 2 things. And if you have run Nurgle, you're minus piercing.
You know what this may mean? Angels of Death might be able to beat Legionary now.
No. Oh, maybe. No. They Legionaries are just cooler. Oh. Let's have a look at Nemclaw. So the second or third of the elite teams we're looking at now.
They've definitely gone for the elite teams.
It feels like the elite tax was coming.
It was coming. So what they're going to do is a faction rule called In Midnight Clad.
So that is basically the Nemesis Claw. I always call them the Night Claw. The Nemesis Claw main faction rule. Whenever an enemy operative is shooting a friendly Nemclaw operative, that friendly operative is obscured if both of the following are true. It's more than 6 inches from enemy operatives it's visible to, and it has heavy terrain within control range, or any part of its base is underneath vantage terrain.
So you had to get to 6 inches if you didn't want to have an obscured shot. It's now changed to 8 inches.
Yeah,
so they've got a little bit of a nerf. You don't have to get as close. Yeah, you can be 2 inches further away and not be obscured, which is it's quite nice if you don't play Nemclaw, and it's not that nice if you do.
No, it's not that nice if you do.
Do you every time I read this, do you remember the game on Mega CD, Night Trap?
No.
You remember that? Oh. It had a real funky theme tune. It's like Night Trap. We'll talk about this. We'll talk about this afterwards. It's during my childhood, I used to try and play this game, and it was absolutely ridiculous.
All games were hard.
They were. But if you wrote down, because the times never change, you could literally you could cheese the game. But I was so young, I never thought of that at the time. Let's use that as an excuse for why I couldn't do it. And then there's a sneaky little bra shot in there as well, which when you're a teenage boy was absolutely wonderful.
A bra? Oh, bra. I thought you said brow.
Oh, it may have came across like that.
Okay.
But yeah.
Bra.
Yeah, so now everyone's on Google going.
Oh, the night
bra shot from Night Trap. It's worth it, boys.
Oh, yeah.
Right, so the next thing to change, strategy ploys, return to darkness.
Okay, so this is quite a decent ploy for them. They used to basically slink back into. So it used to be a friendly operative can immediately perform a free fallback or reposition, but must end the move within heavy terrain, within its full control range, or any part of its base underneath vantage. So basically you have to get back to that whole obscured thing.
Now it's changed 4-inch maximum, so it's not a full reposition.
Jeez, that's tough.
You've lost 2 inches.
That's rough.
It's pretty rough.
Because you've got to end within heavy. Okay, yeah, because some people were using that to get a slight reposition, which is fair. That's quite, it's sizable.
Just means you're going to have to position better.
Fair dues. Oh, you know what? I've heard about this next one.
Oh, you read it?
Yeah, so at the so this is the prescience. So this is part of the leader, the visionary, basically gets prescience tokens. So they're adding a text between the first and second sentence, which means, much like the Vespids, how they used to be, at the end of each turning point, you discard your prescience tokens.
That just shows you the difference in strength between the Vespids and Nemesis Claw.
They get it.
When
they go,
Vespids away. Take as many points as you want.
Yeah, you need it.
You need them, whereas Nemesis Claw is saying, no, you roll for that turning point.
Yeah,
but they can't spend that many though, can they?
Well, you always spend 1 to get a CP, because you can do that action. So you're spending 1 to get the CP, which is Premonition. You've got basically a Just a Scratch. For normal damage, you can spend 1 of your presence tokens to ignore it, and you've got foreboding, which basically means you can skip an activation.
Well, sounds pretty nice to
which
me.
Means
you've got guaranteed Just a Scratch every turn.
Well, yeah, but you only you can now maybe only get 1 or 2. You can only count on 1 or 2, and you used to be able to stockpile them up and be like, okay, well, I'm going to get CP every turn. Maybe not now.
Yeah, well,
because if you roll that 1, you've got to choose between a Just a Scratch or a CP.
Yeah. Which is fair.
Yeah.
Because I have to save a CP for Just a Scratch. You're getting a CP and a Just a Scratch. So
yeah, it's interesting.
It's good.
Little side swipe. Well, no, it's not a side swipe. It's a full-on swipe.
Yeah, the Astartes have definitely taken...
They're taking the brunt of this.
The brunt of this.
Yeah. So then we've got Novitiates coming up.
Novitiates next.
I'm surprised. Novitiates still getting love. Not love, getting... I suspect it's going to be a buff, but they're still getting mentioned. You know what I mean?
Firefight ploys, Blazing Inferno. First sentence has changed.
What does the first sentence now read?
Oh, this is interesting. It says, with a Ministorum Flamer, and you inflict damage with any critical successes. Now, I think this is one of those where you used to get things for retaining.
Yeah. So this is a nerf.
It's a nerf.
How bizarre. So it used to be when a friendly Novitiate operative is shooting with a Ministorum Flamer and you retain any critical successes, but now you have to inflict damage.
Yeah.
Which I guess I like, because if you didn't set someone on fire, how are they on fire?
I don't like the retain ones, because when you just go,
stun.
I've rolled it, you've got it now.
You've got a stun.
And you're just like, no, because I might be a block that.
I think that might be the way it goes, that they'll start phasing out the retained.
Yeah.
And to stun becomes a hit.
Especially with rules like Severe and things like that. I mean, I know these don't have it, but if you had a Severe, which then makes you've got a guaranteed crit, then you're guaranteed doing something to somebody.
Well, unless someone parries it first. If it's
but in the old, when it was just retained, it was a bit...
You guaranteed it.
A bit mean.
Yeah, well.
That's it.
That's all you get from Novitiates. I guess that makes sense, that it's more of a clarification. I'm guessing there's no Pathfinders, which means
there is Pathfinders.
Is there?
There is. So
interesting.
So they got no love for ages. They finally got a buff, and they must have buffed them too far.
Do you think? Do you reckon they've got nerfed? So far, it's mainly nerfs.
It's mainly nerfs. Yeah, that's it.
I think this has been the most nerfy of balanced data slates.
Except for the breaches.
Oh, yeah. I take that back. I take that back.
So, we've got a few rule changes. Strategy ploy. The strategy ploys, Reconny Swippy.
What?
Has changed some text to the end, which says you cannot use this ploy during the first turning point.
That's fair. That was basically a dash forward. Yeah.
Okay, so it's an Alpha Strike.
Well, I don't think you could Alpha Strike with it, but basically anyone that's towards 6 inches of the edges of the board could then get a free dash, but has to stay within that zone. So now you can't do it in the first turning point. I guess that's fair. I mean, I don't think they need some nerfs.
Were people abusing that? There's so many people get a free dash in the first turning point.
Maybe they're trying to cut down on the amount of people that actually get access to it. I mean, they're going, so who cares?
Just the new teams,
you know what I mean?
with the power creep.
Yeah. Maybe that's it. Only the new teams should be able to do this.
Obviously. And the next thing is the MV33 Grav Inhibitor Drone Operative, the Grav Inhibitor Rule. First bullet point change to read, whenever an enemy operative performs an action in which it moves, excluding dash, which is the new text. If it would move visible to and within 6 inch of this operative, then there's new text. Treat this distance as an additional 2 inch and ignore the additional distances from the obstructing and accessible terrain rule.
So it used to be whenever an enemy operative performs an action in which it moves, if it would move visible to and within 6 of this operative, subtract 2 from the total distance it can move during that activation to a minimum of 2. Note this isn't changed to the move stat. So now you treat the distance as an additional 2. It just basically guarantees that you can remove, because obviously certain teams like Hearthkin they can't be reduced by 2 inches because they've already 5-inch move, so they can only ever be reduced to 4 inches, whereas this treats the distance as greater, so it can be reduced. So this would reduce Hearthkin to 3 as opposed to just 2.
That's nasty.
Yeah, so
but you can dash.
Yeah, but you could dash, because obviously that would mean your dash would be 1-inch dash. So yeah, I like that as a change, because you can dash now, but your move does get reduced, and your move, it doesn't get reduced. So that means you basically, because you treat it as additional distance, everyone gets impacted by it, because you can only reduce a move stat so far, but you can increase the distance that they have to travel as much as you want. So it just means slow teams also get impacted by it, which makes sense.
It's not really a buff, it's more of a clarification.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it's arguably a nerf because you exclude dash. And before, you were basically meaning someone's dash was 1 inch.
Yeah.
And most teams would it would only not impact Plague Marines, and like any 5-inch team is the only team that wouldn't be impacted by this. So now it makes sure that they get impacted. But yeah, in all other scenarios, it is technically a nerf.
Interesting.
Yeah, okay, that's good. So Phobos next on the list. What a Phobos got.
Has to be.
Phobos are a good team at the moment. I'd be surprised if they haven't been hit quite hard.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you think they're going to do to them?
I don't know what you can do to them. No, I'm not too sure what you can do.
Well, let's see.
Oh, there's only one.
There's just the one. The strategy ploys. I'm going to say it different every time.
I was going to say, you're saying it different.
Every time.
You are saying it differently.
I'm probably going to go Jamaican at some
I'm
point.
looking forward.
The strategy ploys.
I'm looking forward to the strategic. Strategy.
Deadly shots. What is deadly shots?
Basically, when you shoot during an activation in which it hasn't performed a charge, fallback, or reposition, or against an operative that isn't in cover, you get balanced. And for the first requirement, the operative isn't restricted from doing those after shooting, so you can shoot then move.
Well, now what they've said is, and is more than 6 inch from it. So if you get within 6 inch, this rule doesn't work.
Okay. So it's a little bit of a nerf.
A little bit of a nerf.
Yeah.
So
okay.
They have got a nerf. You've got to try and get close to them.
Yeah. It's not a massive nerf, but it is a nerf. It's not a buff. Yeah. And the opposite of a buff is a nerf. But or is a full dress.
When we think about what happened to everybody else, though, I think
they got off pretty decent. Yeah.
Pretty light.
I mean, I think it's because they're not long for this world.
They're really not. And everyone's having a lot of fun with them as well.
Yeah. So the next one up is Plague Marines, and this is quite... I know this one already. This is quite the nerf. This is arguably one of the biggest nerfs we've seen next to Legionaries.
I even received a WhatsApp message about this
messaged you when I found
Russ
this out.
doesn't send WhatsApp messages.
I don't know.
He doesn't even reply to WhatsApp messages. He, literally, if you get one, it's like 6 to 10 business days before you get a reply.
So I've got messages on my Instagram. If you've messaged me on Instagram, apologies, because I am waiting to respond. I just forget to. So this is a massive nerf.
There's only one.
It's only one, but it's enough.
It's a biggie.
It's a biggie.
It's the strategy ploy.
I thought you were going to go for ploy differently. Plow. I don't know. Plows. The strategic plows. Contagion. They're the hallmark of Plague Marines.
Yeah, it's
is
horrible.
Their contagion.
If you're a melee team and you try and fight a Plague Marine, it hurts.
You're in trouble.
You've got a bomb squig.
Yeah.
I had a bomb squig survive.
How happy are you?
Yeah, survived the blast because I was like hitting on 6s.
Yeah. So I can see the pure joy in your eyes. Because I play Plague Marines
quite a lot,
and you don't even care that this doesn't impact you and your teams. You're just happy that I've had something taken away.
I'm happy to see the look on your face.
You're happy that I messaged you upset, being like, Russ seems to be.
This must be important.
This must be good. Contagion.
So what is contagion?
So contagion is awesome. So you subtract 2 inches from the move. Again, if we're talking about Pathfinders, it should be add 2 inches to the move stat of enemy operatives. I think that should be, if we're talking about fair. Anyway.
Oh, well, if we're talking about fair.
And worse,
the most played team in the game, because there must be something about them that's good. Well, actually, you get them in the starter box.
You get them in the starter box.
Models are amazing.
Subtract 2 from the move stat of an enemy operative and worsen the hit stat of its weapons by 1. This isn't cumulative with being injured whenever any of the following are true, and this is the bit that's been changed. So the first one, it's within control range of friendly Plague Marine operatives.
Yes.
That is the main one. So if you're in combat with any Plague Marine at any time, you're always injured.
Yeah.
Which I get, when you read it out loud, it is unfair. The next one is if you
should be. They've got cancer billowing out of them.
Yeah, arguably. And then the other 2 are unimpacted, but I'll read them anyway. So if it has one of your poison tokens and invisible, or vice versa, and within 3 inches of a friendly Plague Marine, or it is visible and within 3 inches of a friendly Plague Marine icon bearer. So they've gotten rid of the first one of them.
They've already done this one once.
Buffed it. They changed it so that it was...
They nerfed it.
It used to be free, and now it's free if your icon bearer is in your opponent's territory.
Yes, that's it.
So this been nerfed before. I think with this nerf, it should be free again.
Yeah.
Because honestly...
Yeah. Now you're going to have to make sure everyone's poisoned. You just have to take shots.
Yeah.
You might even split fire. I'm going to shoot. I can shoot twice. I'm shooting him just to poison.
To be fair, that is how I used to play. I used to try and play to get everyone injured, poisoned anyway.
Yeah.
But the fact that you have to inflict damage to poison someone means it's not guaranteed. So you're going to have to take blight grenades. You're going to have to maybe this is the ploy to get the gunner in, because it's 5 attacks hitting on. You know what I mean? You're more likely to poison someone.
Does the gunner have that cool thing where he can shoot multiple people if they're in a row, like a heavy gunners have? Like they drop a dice down to 4, but they can shoot.
No, he's got Torrent 2, which is unreasonable. No, you don't get a lot of Torrent 2 these days. Cool. You know what he doesn't have, which he should have? He should have a bolt pistol. Because this guy's...
He's only got big guns.
Yeah, he's only got a big gun. So you can't shoot twice with him. And if you
can't even pay an extra AP to shoot it.
And the thing is, because if you take plague rounds, it means your bolt pistol would also be poison. So you'd want him to be shooting some person at 5 attacks, hitting on 2s, yes please, you'll poison someone, and then pistoling someone else.
Do these guys have severe and rending on the pistols as well?
They have severe, a lot of severe, but I don't think they have rending.
I was going to say, is that now going to be affected as well?
They got severe and poison most of the way, but I don't think they've got severe and rending. No, I don't think anyone's got severe and rending. I mean, that's a hell of a change.
It's a big one.
That's a big one.
Anyone who's a melee team is now looking at Plague Marines going, I can do you.
It's as far as nerfs gone, it's pretty big. It's a pretty big nerf for Plague Marines. I'm going to be playing them tomorrow.
People playing them though.
Well, I'm playing them tomorrow because we're playing in a league. So I'm going to give them a go tomorrow, and I'll report back.
So I'll wait 6 to 10 business days for the message to come through.
Next time I see you, that's when I'll tell you.
Yeah.
That's the only time we communicate.
There we go.
There you go.
There we go.
Now we know. Now we know.
Giving people a nice insight into the relationship that we've got.
We don't have a relationship.
Not really.
It's the Sanctifiers.
Oh,
we know it.
This is the one.
I think we all know this has to be the Confessor's ability to move.
It's
too good. I'm looking forward to this to getting nerfed.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, this needs to be nerfed.
Yeah.
So, let's go.
So the first change is the Confessor lead the procession rule. Just in case people don't know what this is, do you want to...
I'm not going to read it because it's a massive one.
Just tell
But I'm going to give you the summary. Every time, each turning point after the first, so they nerfed it already, said you can't do it in the first turn anymore. Every time the orator moves... every time this operative is the orator, which is if he's alive, he performs a charge, a fallback, or a reposition. During that activation, you can use this rule, and basically everyone that's currently impacted by the sermon, which you can manipulate to be a bunch of people, gets to do a charge, a fallback, or a reposition of your choice. Insanely good.
And they can do it before him as well.
Yeah, the only caveat is they still have to be benefiting from the sermon, but it's insane.
Well, now the movement has been restricted to 3 inches.
That's needed.
And they still have to be benefiting from sermon.
Yeah, so I think that means...
by the end of it.
Yeah, I think that means sometimes you're not going to be moving, or it's going to be a slight shuffle.
You're not going to be moving the Confessor much.
No.
Because you're going to need to keep everybody in the sermon.
Yeah, I think to be fair... doing this in Turning Point, not being able to do this in Turning Point 1 meant that they could no longer do that move with the gunner and get the gunner in position to do like an alpha strike. So that was okay, But yeah, it is a bit much.
Yeah.
I mean, they can still
move
fall
it.
back.
A lot of people.
I think they can still fall back and they can still charge. It's just
how big's his sermon? 6 inches, was it?
Yeah, it's anyone who's benefiting the sermon. So it's 6 inches from him and anyone like the normal guys that's on the objective.
On the objectives as well.
There's a bunch of other ways to get it.
They can move from the one side of the map to the other.
Basically, they can
in a turn.
They could.
But now they can do half.
Now they can't. Yeah.
So that's pretty good.
Decent.
They've changed the relinquent operative Imperial cult devotion rule. I don't know what this is.
This is the reliquent or relinquent is the person that would is like your banner bearer basically.
Okay.
Which one's the one that's changed?
The Imperial cult devotion rule.
So this was similar to the Brood Brothers. So once per turning, I'm guessing they're nerfs.
Well, it's exactly the same as the Brood Brothers. Then.
Yeah, so it's got to be visible.
Visible, yeah.
Okay, so it was exactly the same.
He's not picking people up through walls.
So it's exactly the same. You've got to be able to see them. That's fair.
That's fair. Oh, and another one that's similar. So the Blaze rule is being done, and it's the same as the
from retain to inflict.
Yes,
that's decent. So you used to have to inflict or retain any critical successes to blaze them, which is really strong.
Yes.
So I'm glad that it's now, because that used to be annoying because you used to not have to push any damage to be able to cause blaze, and blaze was brutal because basically on it you roll the d6. So when you activate, you inflict d3 damage, and then you can either subtract an APL to get rid of it, or try and get a 3 up on a d6 to get rid of it. But that was like it could stick around. It can end up. You'd always roll the dice.
Mathematically, you're supposed to win.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, you always roll the dice, but still, it was annoying.
66% chance of getting rid of it.
You might take 6 damage from blaze and not take any damage from the actual weapon that's caused blaze. So that's a bit annoying. So I'm glad they changed that. Yeah. That's decent.
And I love that rule because it's so thematic. If they're throwing Promethean at you should be on fire.
Which is decent.
So I like that. And that's it.
That's it for them.
Is there anything else you would have done to them? Have they been hit hard enough?
It's hard to tell.
They are the bogeyman.
They were a real annoying team. I think they're 3 inches good enough. Yeah. I think that's actually decent enough. I don't think they need anything else taken.
Are they still strong?
I think they're still decent, yeah. It'd be interesting to see how they are now, but I think that's not bad. Scouts
did get one.
I'm intrigued. An extra operative?
Oh, an extra scouting phase thing, maybe. Power weapons. That was fun.
It'll be nothing. It'll be something.
It was so fun when we had 4-6.
Power knives. When they could double tap a legionary, I was not happy.
Great. It was a fun time. It is a clarification. Firefight ploys emboldened aspirant has changed.
Okay.
So if you'll just read it for me.
Use this firefight ploy when a friendly scout squad operative performs the shoot or fight action. At the end of the roll attack dice step, if this is the first friendly operative to perform either one of those actions during this turning point, or if the enemy operative in that action primary target, if relevant, has a higher wound stat than the friendly scout squad operative, you can change one of your attained normal successes to a critical success instead. Any rules that take effect as a result of retaining a critical success, e.g. devastating piercing crits, still do.
Okay, so they've changed it. They've took away at the end of the roll attack dice step. I don't know why. And then said after any rerolls.
Okay.
So maybe it's like, so you can roll into this if you wanted to.
You can still reroll. Yeah.
No, you can't reroll after you've done this. Yeah, this is after you've done your rerolls.
Yeah, but it means before it wasn't.
And then it says you can retain one of your normal successes as a critical instead.
Instead of
so I think
change one of your retained.
So I think what they're trying to do is you still fish for it with your rerolls, and then you do this. If you haven't managed to get one.
Okay. Yeah, I guess it's a clarification.
Because you could have gunfire ambush, which would
you might get a reroll.
A reroll in there. So I think that's basically what this one says. I like Emboldened Aspirant. I never used it enough because I think that it had to be something silly. You had to be the first person to do something in a turn.
Yeah, the first shoot. Or if you were into someone who had higher wound stats than you, that was all right.
But you've got fairly high wounds, though.
Yeah, it only works into elites, really, or the leaders.
It's nice to get a cheeky crit when you need a crit.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And that was it. That's all they got.
That's all they got, though.
They're all right, though. I don't mind the scouts at the moment.
Of course, Warp Coven,
the last of the elites. This to be so wordy.
It feels like a novella. every time it comes to them. It's like War and Peace.
That's not a lot of text.
Oh, it's only 2.
Yeah. Sorcerer,
3.
Operative, Prosperine, Copish Weapon.
Yeah, so it's
apparently
5 attacks.
It's now 4.
4 attacks.
And there's a new rule weapon being added, Balance.
Oh, okay. So one less attack
and gave you a reroll.
Decent.
So you've gone from 5 to 4.5.
No, yeah, I'd want 5, obviously. Yeah. 5 attacks hit on 3s, 4/6 lethal 5 is now 4 attacks hit on 3s, 4/6 lethal 5. I mean, it's still a great 4/6 5 be a balance. It's still a great weapon.
Yeah.
Fair dues.
So it's a nerf.
Yeah. I think it's still a nerf.
Strategy ploys. Brotherhood of Sorcerers.
So this used to be friendly sorcerer operatives, psychic weapons have the balanced weapon rule or ceaseless instead if another War Coven sorcerer operative is within 9.
Okay, well, they don't have ceaseless anymore.
It's very simple. They just get balanced. Just balance. So a little bit of ceaseless is great.
Yeah,
so
they've had a little bit of a nerf.
A little bit of a nerf.
I think as far as the elites go, they've got to have quite light.
I mean, they've lost ceaseless. Legionaries lost relentless and ceaseless. They've still got ceaseless.
Plague Marines lost the only thing people were scared of fighting them for.
I think this is, in terms of...
Angels lost their...
the jeweler.
The jeweler. Everyone lost them at pretty big.
Yeah, this isn't bad, actually.
These lost a reroll.
They gained a reroll, lost an attack dice, and then lost a reroll.
Yeah.
Not bad.
I wouldn't be too upset.
No, it's not too. It's not going to stop you playing War Coven.
You've been playing War Coven. You've been having a year of your
you
life.
were having fun.
It's been great.
I think that's
lost all your friends.
I think that's the last team. That is the last team.
Yeah, okay. Have you got any thoughts?
No, I'm void of thoughts. No, I think it's you know what? I was expecting Wreckers to get something, but I'm guessing maybe they're sitting quite nicely in the decent.
I think people are winning with them.
Yeah,
just not me.
Just not you. No. And we can't base the stats on you, Mark.
I know. Can you imagine how strong the Wreckers would be?
I mean, it doesn't seem to be a world break. I don't think it's re-leveling the game that much. I know that the attempt is to reduce elites, and I think they've gone a little way to reducing elites. But you've got a team like the Legionaries that's going soon. I think Plagues have been hit the hardest because they're staying around, arguably Plagues and Nemclaw. And I guess they have been kind of hit hard. I think they've been hit very hard. Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see who's taking what now. Have they been hit hard enough to rebalance the meta? Maybe. You think? Maybe. Yeah, it's hard to know. Brood Brothers took a big hit. Mages. I mean, the problem is I didn't know they were taking a big hit because I didn't know they were that good. I know people used them, but I didn't know that the Mages could do all 3 of them. That's nuts how good that is. I've not played against them in this edition. No. To know how brutal that. Maybe they were like that last edition. I'm just being ignorant, but I didn't remember them being that good. No, they're a really really good team, and I still think they're a really good team. So I think they're still a great team. I think. I actually think now that people are going to be moving away from elites because they're not like the auto win anymore. That you actually are going to have to think about where you place your plates, and you are going to have to think about where you put your. You can't just run in to fight someone with an Angel of Death and win anymore. Yeah, I think Nemclaw. It doesn't seem like a massive, but that extra 2 inches is pretty. And if you've played a team for like you've got 20, 30 games in them with the 6 inch, you just know I'm going to put him here, and it's like brainless, isn't it? Yeah, muscle memory. No. So many people are going to get caught out with that. I think so. That's going to be a bit rough for them. It's going to be tricky for them. Moving forward, I still think the Gore-mongers are going to be very strong. Well, they're a team that was struggling into the elites, but with some nerfs, I mean, especially a jeweler, maybe they'll be a bit more of a favourable matchup now. Yeah, I mean, the Space Marine still kills a Gore-monger in combat, but two Gore-mongers take a Space Marine down now. Yeah. And that's a trade you take. It's interesting. Interesting. And the Sanctifiers don't move, just teleport all around. Hierotek, I think, will be the big bad. Which kind of makes sense. Thematically, they are the big bad. But again, it's a team that's going to be going shortly. To be replaced with a new team. Yeah. Will it be a step forward or a step sideways or a step backwards? Because the Wreckers have replaced Commandos, and I think they're a step backwards. In terms of, Commandos were so good. And the thing is, they could have been amazing in this edition. But because they were on the way out, I feel like they made them second stringers or tried to make them second stringers instead of giving them like a bit more of a. And to be fair, they were still good. They're not bad, but their main thing was they could play the mission so well. And I still think that's valid because you can ignore quite a lot of your opponent's shooting by just staying.
Oh yeah,
conceal.
I think if I was playing Commandos now, I would do very little. I'd send a guy up to maybe implant. No, I'd just do the grot.
Yeah, send the grot.
I'd get the 3 points for the grot.
Send the squigs forward. Squig forward. But yeah, I just feel like playing the mission, it was their strength. But then when the mission got condensed in the new, it became, well, they could play the mission so much better than elites, and now they can't.
No.
Because elites can play the 3 objectives. Whereas they thrived when it was like 5 objectives, 6 objectives, because they could take them all.
As did Hordes.
Yeah.
I mean, Hordes aren't that good now that it's just...
Yeah, I mean, this edition has been an edition built for elites. Mm-hmm. And to be fair, the last, 3 of the next 4 teams announced
appear to be.
Yeah, we've got the Raveners, Death Watch, and a semi-elite Necrons. You've got 1 big leader, 2 big bugs, 2 small bugs, and then 3 bugs. So it's kind of elite. Yeah. It's hard to say that they're full elite, but it's not a Horde team either. It's half elite at 8 operatives, I think it is.
I haven't even looked to them. I got as far as the Thunderhammer.
Yeah, I mean, that's where you stop.
And I was like, whoa.
Heavy Thunderhammer.
Wow.
But yeah. So it's...
but if they hadn't gone to the 3 mission points, you couldn't have 5-man teams.
No. I mean, the thing is, I think it's better because elite teams were so terrible. Yeah. Not terrible. I still like playing the Legionaries, but objectively, certain mission types you were just in trouble.
There was one way of playing them: go forwards.
Yeah.
Never mind mine. I'm taking yours.
Yeah, basically, that's the only way you could play them. Optimal.
Interesting to see how powerful they make the Death Watch if they're only giving them 5.
They must be.
They're going to have to be powerful.
Yeah, they're going to be lots of wounds, aren't they? They're going to be like
18 wounds.
Yeah, something like that.
It's got to be.
They're going to be like the heavy.
Or they're going to heal every turning point or something.
Don't say it. I bet they do. I hope they don't.
It'd be disgusting. So, are you wanting to play any of these after reading these?
Well, part of me is confused about why I wasn't playing Brood Brothers. Because they seem awesome. I am a little. You know what? I hate to say it. I am a little put off by the Plague Marines now. I'm a little bit. Part of me feels like I just go back to Vespids.
I hated Contagion.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's fair to hate Contagion because as soon as you hit their lines, if you're a melee team, -1 to hit is horrible. I mean, that's almost worse than Jeweler if you actually think about it. Because if you're 4 attacks hitting on 3s, you're gonna get 3 hits. And then Jeweler's going to parry, so you only get 1 through. But if you're 4 attacks hitting on 3s, you're now hitting on 4s, you only get 2 anyway.
Yeah.
So you hit with 1, then you parried anyway, because they're still hit. So it's the same difference as Jeweler, only it also impacts other stuff. So I get it. It was oppressive. But as a Plague Marine player... the thing is, though,
so what we're saying
they're slow.
It's a fair nerf.
I think it should be free now.
Yeah, I think I agree.
I clarify. I think it should be the free it used to be. With if your icon ward's in the kill zone, it's free. I don't think they need to be like in your opponent's territory because I think it's not good enough now. You're not going to run a turn 1 because what's the point? You're going to cost you a CP and you not have anyone poisoned. It's going to be a turn 2, turn 3, maybe at that state, but then it just dictates that you play aggressively with your icon ward, and I guess that's how it goes. So maybe as a free ploy, it's fine, but if for this to cost 1 CP, but yeah.
So it's good?
Yeah, so that was the balanced data slate, June 2025.
It's July.
It's you know what? I've got nothing. The 23rd of July, 2025, that was the balanced data slate.
Yeah, how fast are you going to get this one out, Russ? August?
You know, I've got a holiday.
I know.
Oh no!
There might be very little. This might be raw.
This is the end. We're gonna wrap this one up. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next one.